Hello, everyone. Distracted driving warning. Uber tracking more than you think. Anyone out there that is contemplating doing rideshare or that is currently doing rideshare, I'm sure that you all know about this. And the way that this occurs is it can be something very simplistic as you're driving, and it can be just the motion of the vehicle. It could be you stopping on the brakes. It could just be you normally tapping on your phone. That can get the ball rolling where Uber will send you an alert, then they'll send you a warning, then they can get worse and worse and worse for the driver. Then there's the passenger. The passenger plays a role. So let's say that you as the driver, you're just doing your normal routine. You don't do anything wrong. Let the passenger feel as though that you picked up your phone too many times, and if she or he believes that you were texting, checking your messages, that can lead to an alert. And some of it is in your control as the driver, but a lot of it, believe it or not, is not in the control of the driver. For example, a client or a passenger that gets in your back seat, they could have just had a terrible day, and in their mind, they can have it already made up that they're going to do something to make you feel how they feel. And it's kind of out of your control. I think that that needs to be harshed out in the Uber policies. And I also believe Uber is tracking more than you think because the manifestation of technology with AI, certain coders, certain apps, the possibilities are endless. And that's just what I personally believe. And I think the solution to this is just for the driver to try to be the best driver that he or she can be, via from a customer service standpoint, from a communication standpoint, from knowing your route, where you're going. Excuse me, this is part of communication, which is depending on the time of day, you ask the passenger, do they have a specific route that they want to go? And because you do that, that does not indicate that you are incompetent, that you don't know where you're going, that you're a lazy driver. On the contrary, in my opinion, from my experience, it just lets the passenger know that you value their opinion. Because you as the driver, you could be new to the city. And let's say you're not new to the city. You as the driver, you do not know every route. And since you don't know every route, and especially if you're picking up a passenger during rush hour, what is the one thing that the passenger wants to do? They want to get home safely. What's the second thing they want to do? He or she wants to get there quick as possible with no hiccups. Thirdly, by you as the driver asking the passenger, they know like, okay, this person is open to taking different directions. Just because it's their show, i.e., his or her car, don't believe that they have all the answers, and they don't believe and they don't believe that they know it all. Therefore, that passenger will be less likely to go into the app and leave a comment that will activate the driver being distracted alert. Just my 2 cents. Again, when I was doing rideshare, those were some of the protocols I took, and to my credit, I never got a deactivation notice due to that. So yeah, this distracted driving thing is like it's ridiculous because it's too one sided. I mean, a passenger can just say that the driver is being distracted just because they not talking to them, or because they talked to them once, and the passenger told the driver that, hey, I don't feel like talking. and the passenger could have wanted the driver to try more. Foolish, but I've heard I've heard worse. I've heard worse stories from actual drivers. So I know that this was going on there, and I'm of the belief that it's currently going on. And those that do ride share, that drive ride share, feel free to leave a comment. If you drive for Uber, leave a comment. If you're a passenger, leave a comment. As far as this driver being distracted goes, you as a passenger, what leads you to report to Uber? And if you report to Uber before doing that, do you think about communicating with the driver? Not saying that you're obligated, because you're not, but I'm just curious, because if I was a passenger, when I was a passenger, I never had any bad experiences. But if I did, to my credit, not that I was obligated to, I would have communicated with the driver, because I think everything has protocols. It starts with communication. If the driver doesn't know, the driver can't improve. Depending on what the passenger says during the duration of the drive, the passenger could change his or her behavior. Now, it's different if the passenger tells the driver, like, hey, I think you're touching your phone too much. Just an example. Let's say she says that 3 minutes in, and it's a 30 minutes commute. And the lady that's driving for the other 27 minutes, she don't touch her phone. Guess what? Modification of behavior. There's no need for the passenger to go into her app and leave a distracting driver option that alerts Uber and starts all that headache for the driver. That's just what I personally believe. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. But it's subjective. This I know. But for the most part, Uber is definitely tracking more than you think. I think everyone is. All of the rideshare apps, all of the gig apps are tracking. They're contractors. I mean, once you put your information in, personally, I believe it's a wrap. Once you sign up for the app, it's a wrap. Do the automation and everything under that umbrella. So yes, I just want to bring you all this today. Click the link and purchase my book, Miles Behind Me, Memoir of a Former Rideshare Driver. Feel free to get it for yourself, get it for a family member, get it for a friend. And if not, get it for your enemy, because most likely that enemy will become your associate or even your friend. Depending on the growth of the relationship, you all can become lovers. So like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace.